Hello everyone, welcome back, and today we are going to be hunting down the imposter mushroom. Yes, we have a fungus outbreak, and yes, I got my Mew. Terra Steel, Timid Nature, pretty much exactly what I wanted, even though I'm probably never going to use it. So let's split Mew. It's a shame that it's in a regular Pokeball, it's not in a Cherish Ball. Little disappointed about that. But again, probably never gonna use it. You can't use it in competitive, so it really doesn't matter. Where's the... There it is. There is the... I know it says that Applin can be there. I've never found Applin on the ground, so we're not gonna be dealing with it. We're just gonna go over here. We're gonna hunt for the fungus. We're gonna get the shiny fungus. I have not done my 60 KOs for it yet. After previous days, it's like, okay, we'll just deal with it. We'll do the KOs when we live, because I'm not going to get a shiny off screen again and again and again and again. Hello there, indeed, it is indeed the sussy mushroom. Hello there, Roost. Chicken Man, how is Mr. Chicken Man doing? How is the Chicken Man? We fought you in Metroid a few days ago. So, how did you enjoy that? How did Chicken Man enjoy? Yeah, it's like I mentioned before, but again, it's just a tradition of Metroid games at this point. I finish them at like after midnight. When it comes time for Metroid Prime, I'm gonna have to do it then. Like It's happened too many times to no longer be a coincidence. It's just... I don't know why happenstance works that way. I don't try to beat them at midnight, by the way. I don't try. I try to do it earlier in the day. It just always works out that way, and it's just freaking hilarious. But how is everybody doing today? Oh, it's funny how this... I did a certain thing in Among Us. I mean, I don't even know what happened in Among Us, Roost. I don't play Among Us. I do not play Among Goombas. Though the worst part of this is I was actually planning to shiny hunt a 0-speed one for Trick Room. But, I mean, I can always just shoot it for one, eventually. But I don't get, the shiny with the 0-speed. But yeah, we gotta get our 60. Don't worry, the entire call had a chuckle saying what I did. Don't worry. What did you do, Roost? What did you do? What did you do, Roost? What did you do, Chicken Man? You're going to tell me what you did. I'm sure Michaela or Ashley. No, Roost. You are explaining. You are explaining right now, Roost. You are explaining exactly what you did. Hello there, Crimson. How are you doing? That's not a good state to be in. Casually dying is not good. Don't ask, Lexi. This is just general stuff on the channel. You should drink some chicken soup. Or, have some orange juice. That generally helps with being sick. Yeah, I mean, I got my cavities filled today, so, like, everything on my face was just numb for, like, the vast majority of the day. I was going to record, but I was talking like this throughout most of the day, so I couldn't record. Because I couldn't move my face. Oh, we're getting raided. Oh, welcome in, Phantom. Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in, Phantom. Thank you very much for that raid. Oh, what were you streaming over on your end? I have no idea what that means, Casual. You're gonna need to explain. Where's the rest of the mushrooms? There's the mushrooms. Hello there, Lemon. Welcome in there. Welcome in. Welcome in there, Mudkip. Oh, or Omar can win. Omar, what did Roost do? What did Roost do, Omar? If you guys haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more nonsense. Okay, guys. Yeah, I had 2 cavities that needed to be filled, and yeah, the Novocaine just numbed everything on just like my upper jaw. So I couldn't do anything throughout the entire morning because I couldn't speak. And I was like, I want to go and record, but I can't record because I can't talk. So I just spent the entire day just editing Kirby and Metroid, and I have no idea why. But for some reason, the Kirby file sizes are just massive. Like twice as big as the Metroid file sizes. What's the command? No, others can use the forehead command. Others are able to use the forehead command. I think, at least. I know one of them I made it so only mods can use it. I think it was Spoon, that's what I know. No, we don't have the subscriber time delay thing. We don't have that on. Yeah, no, we don't have the subscriber delay thing on there, because I was never a fan of that. I think it generally does turn people off when there is the delay subscriber thing. We're not getting no shiny Bambi. No shiny Bambi are allowed here. That's why we're going to be using... Oh, Pineco. Huh. Holy hand grenades. Did not know that Pineco could spawn on the ground here. I'm not looking forward to shiny hunting Pineco, for a number of reasons. But, I mean, again, that could be a potential Masuda hunt. So we got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we are working on bar number 10, so we got 49 encounters, 50 KOs. So now we just need 10 more Fungus. And then we can start working on our sandwiches. No, it is not. I don't want more shinies, Roost. It is not my second favorite shiny. It is not, Roost. You know, if it's my second favorite shiny, then then Torchic is your favorite Pokemon, Chicken Man. What you say to me, I can simply return back to you. Alright? No, it is nowhere in my favorites list, Roost. Okay, good. So yep. That should be all 60 KOs we need. With all 60 KOs KO'd, it's now time to start for the shiny hunting sandwich part. No, I do not have a nightmare about being an octopus. No, that is not a nightmare I have. I have other nightmares, but not that one. Where's Iron Valiant? There is Iron Valiant. Get into the party so that way we can get shiny hunting. Save again. It's all good, Phantom. It's okay. It's all good. Probably casual. I'm fairly certain that's casuals. Addicted to Stardew Valley. Not really. We still got a month away for the DLC. It's still a good while away from the DLC. Do not know Venus. That was weird. YouTube has been acting up very... So, was there like a red X with like error, like try again, that was popping up whenever you're trying to send a message to Venusaur? Because that's been happening to a bunch of people just everywhere. Like, YouTube is not like working. Oh, wait, what? Oh, hi, Andreas. Hi, Andreas. How you doing? Poison sandwich, right. Tomato, onion, anything too bad, Mr. Good? It's going pretty good, Andreas. Fairly well. We just got our KOs for doing this, and I was trying to get shiny thing. Weird. Not know why. And again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. And how are you doing? I'm doing very well. Did a whole bunch of editing today for Metroid Dread and Kirby. I have no idea why, but for some reason the Kirby file sizes for the recorded videos when editing are just massive. And I'm talking about massive, I'm talking about like 3 to 4 times the size of the normal video files. And then I go over and I edit the Metro one, and it's like, yeah, no, they're regular size. Like, I don't know what's going on with them, so I'm doing that. Curse of Golf. I've never heard of Curse of Golf. Thank you very much, Olive. Thank you, viewers. We got another one of those coming out soon. I was going to record the other one today, but I couldn't talk at all earlier today because, again, the Novocaine just knows my severe phase for getting my cavities filled, so I couldn't record. And only when it started wearing off after, like, 6 hours when I could actually talk normally, I was, like, way too deep in the thing. That's very strange. What's your main account, Venusaur? Because that's very weird. That's very, very weird. Oh, my Team Fortress. Hello there. Hello there, that dude. How are you doing? Now it is time to start looking for the imposter mushroom. We're looking for the purple little stripey on the cap of the mushroom. Someone should go grab Infinite Midnight, because we're hunting the mushroom, and she loves mushrooms. She loves the mushroomy things. I do not think they will ever add level 4 sandwiches. I really don't think they'll ever do. Because the other thing is, if they add in level 4 sandwiches, what the freak are they going to even do to make this, like, them even more powerful? No, there's no line here. It's very weird that that's not working. Amoonguss is a neat little thing. Yeah, it's funny that Amoonguss was a Pokemon that handed me one of my biggest defeats when it came to Pokemon. It's not that, because I actually just checked the ban thing. It's not in there. It could just be the account is because there have been times where my account just wouldn't send messages at all. It's very weird. I just try to not think about it too hard and hope maybe things get fixed. Well, welcome into Twister J. How are you doing? Gio, Goldengo, Tornadoes, Regieleki, Amoonguss, Rapid Strike. Fun. But yeah, I'm actually working on potentially implementing that 6th member of my team that I was thinking about switching out Iron Bundle for. I still need to figure out what item to give it, and what, like, moves and stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go Terra Electric for it. I'm just going to figure out what I'm going to be giving it and, like, speccing it into. But figuring that out is going to be a bit of a problem. Because it does very much enjoy the Assault Vest. But that is presently already on Baxcalibur. Still flying in Electric. Disagree. So, Kayla, what did Roost do in Among Us? Roost isn't telling me what he did in Among Us. He said ask you or ask Ash when you guys come in here. What did Chicken Man do? I must know what Chicken Man Roost did. Hey, thank you very much. Welcome in, TBB. Welcome in. Thank you very much for that. And again, guys, if you haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. No, Fungus. Here. Show me my Fungus. Show me the shiny Fungus. Show me the little purple mushroom cap head. Show me my shinies. I honestly don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't work. I know that with my account, it did that with Volcanic Stream a while ago, where it just didn't let me send messages. It's one of those things that, like, a few days generally pass and then it fixes itself. But, yeah, I honestly don't know why that's happening. It's... Again, I just hope it fixes itself and don't ask too many questions, because I know doing that just makes my brain hurt. The balanced core... Yeah, it's gonna be good when we finally get the DLC, but it's gonna be a while. We've got a little bit less than a month until it drops, and right now, we got the MEWTWO raid events going. I'm gonna get the MEWTWO counter raid video out in a few days. Don't know what the timetable for that is gonna be. But right now, I think I'm gonna do a video basically breaking down the present Terror raid rotation, like whether or not the raids are actually worth it. Yeah, there's good stuff. Hello, Boss One. Been a while. How are you doing? Just gotta make sure you watch out for any Gastrodon. Well, ground types in general would really kind of spell the end for that lineup. But glad you're doing well. But thankfully, Landorus is not really doing. I've never played D&D. I cannot give any opinion because I have never had any involvement with it. My policy is with series and just things that I'm not familiar with. I do not form an opinion on a thing if I am unfamiliar with it, because I know I will never be able to form a, I guess, correct opinion if I'm not, like, properly informed of things. So I tend to just, like, I just don't know about it. Yeah, I thought it was a shiny for a second. I thought I saw purple. It was not purple. Grass. Chi-Yu. I would disagree about that when it comes to Chi-Yu. One of the main reasons for it is almost everything right now is a special attacker, and you're also making your own ally weaker to special attacks. And when you've got things like Fluttermane, you've got the genies, you've got, well, literally everything else, it does punch a bit of a bigger hole into your team that can be more exploited. That was one of the good things about Regulation C, was that there was a good amount of physical and special attackers that sort of, like, split the pool. But now it's like, your physical attackers are basically Urshifu, occasionally Rillaboom, and maybe Ursaluna. You have almost everything else is pretty much either support tech or is a special attacker. Which means that Chi-Yu can generally be a bit of a double-edged sword and hurt your own ally more than it would benefit you. Because I'm surprised Shen Pao really started falling off recently. One of my matchups I'm bringing up with Angle and Reggie. Hello there, SCM. But again, Fluttermane is going to be on pretty much every single team. Fluttermane is going to be on almost every single team. So there is that. Scarf, Dango, and Light Bulb. I think Booster Energy still outspeeds that. I'm fairly... I know Booster Energy Bundle outspeeds... Regieleki. I was blank on the name for a second. But yeah, I know Booster Energy Fluttermane, Booster Energy Gold, Booster Energy Iron Bundle outspeeds Regieleki Meaning Fluttermane also would, because its speed is one value different. Bundle. Yes. Words are hard. Also, a lot of Fluttermane are actually going Terra Water, which means that Goldengo's Make It Rain does absolutely nothing to it. If it is max speed and it is booster energy speed, yes. Remember, Choice Scarf and booster energy is equal. And remember, it also outspeeds the Regieleki. A fast Fluttermane would outspeed it. I can actually go check the exact value of outspeeds. Remember, when booster energy, well, Photosynthesis or Quark Drive is applied to your speed stat, it's a 50% boost to your speed. Which means that's functionally identical to a Choice Scarf. Also, teams that are generally running Fluttermane will also probably have something like Tornadus, where Tailwind would just completely eclipse that entirely. I just want to see that. Regieleki, there we go. That's a very weird way of spelling it. Yeah. It blasts past Regieleki if it's a booster energy max speed. It will outspeed the Regieleki by a very solid margin. That's even if it isn't running on a Tailwind team with Tornadus, which, yeah, the Tailwind was still allowed to outspeed. I was talking about when he put his name as Small Ash in Among Us. Oh my gosh, that is how you get banned. That is how Chicken Man gets turned into fried chicken. And that's how he gets turned into chicken nuggies. Which maybe if you look at tater tots with dinner, but I could really go for some chicken nuggies right now. I mean, that's not really the opinion. That is the stats. The stats show that it outspeeds it. It's not an opinion if it is a statistic thingy. Hello, Abercrombie. I'm doing well. We're just looking for the imposter right now. I mean, you are not wrong, Mudkip. Ash is small, but that's still a bannable offense. Ash has an entire ban counter in her server. There's an entire chat of person is banned for this. I'm doing well. Roos does indeed have his fun moments. This is why we indeed enjoy Chicken Man. And again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Where is our shiny finger? Just shine already, you stupid mushroom. There is indeed an imposter among us. It's called a Moongus not appearing as shiny. That is what the imposter is. That is the true imposter, is the Amoongus. Because right now we're hunting for Foongus. There's a Foongus Amoongus. I'm honestly surprised we're not getting as many Shroodle spawns, which is good. Like, we were seeing the occasional Shroodle, but the Outbreak is predominantly overriding that, which is good. I don't need Shroodle shiny again. Also, I'm getting pinged. Who is pinging me? I swear, if this is Ash pinging me. I swear, if this is Ash pinging me again. Oh my gosh, it is Ash pinging me. Of course. How did I know it would be Ash pinging me? Plot was, no, we didn't skip Shiny Zoroa. We've already gotten the Shiny Zoroa family, so I am completely okay with missing Shiny Zoroa. I would be entirely okay with that. Because the other thing is, Zorua actually runs away from you. And none of the Fungus are running away. Which means none of them can be Zorua. Zorua is... There's a number of ways you can actually tell whether something is a Zorua or not. One of them is Zorua will GTFO the second you start moving towards it because they're scared. Zorua is a coward. Hello there, Ash. How are you doing, Miss Forehead Queen? Miss Small Forehead Queen. The only person with the forehead to rival Exodia is Ash. Large forehead mode engage. In other unrelated news, I have finished preparing my Elite Battle League Season 6 Week 1 team. As in, like, the theoretical layout for what it is going to be. And gonna get building them in Sword and Shield probably tomorrow. It was good, so today's been a good day for that. Because I was farming some Terra Shards about the before lunch. Nice. Very nice. Oh yeah, speaking of Terra Shards, if you have any desire to get Terra Shards, which I would recommend always getting Terra Shards, do the Blissey Raids. The event Blissey Raids drop so many freaking Terra Shards. You get like 16 Terra Shards for the typing you're fighting against. So if you're fighting a water type, you're gonna get like 16 water Terra Shards. Now, for someone like me, who needs a lot of grass Terra Shards, because I'm running critically low on them, that's good. I'm not spoon-fed, Ash. If I was spoon-fed, I'd get a 0 speed IV, 0 attack IV, shiny, marked Fungus. Right now. But I'm not. Because as we have demonstrated numerous times, my dear friend Ash, I am not spoon-fed. The only one here that is spoon-fed is you. Again, Ash, anytime you use that command, it is free real estate. I know you don't like it, but it's always so entertaining when you react in such a way. It always makes me smile. Always. Then goes for shiny Meryl. Meryl, there you go. We didn't get. Oh, you mean one you got? You get Deerling. Well, we're not gonna get a Deerling, Ash. We're not gonna get one because I'm running a poison sandwich. That is specifically why I decided to run a poison sandwich, because I don't want another Deerling. This is a Bambi-free zone. There is no venison salad allowed. This is the venison salad exclusion zone. There is no venison salad. You understand, your forehead? The imposter is indeed here. The imposter is indeed imposterizing. Now, appear, you suspicious mushroom. You sussy mushroom. Sussy mushroom. The sushroom. When will it appear shiny? I do like how the Amoongus family is shiny. It's purple, like a Master Ball. Human accent in text form. If you're spoon-fed, you get it exactly. No, not 0 attack. 0 speed. The 0 speed, I would say, is far more valuable than the 0 attack IV. The reason being, very few things are actually using foul play right now. Like, foul play is very, very, very not common, because you're not listening to Murkrow right now. I would rather have the 0 speed. Because Zero Speed can at least be more usable in the form of Trick Room teams. Ideally, both are good. However, if I can only have one in a reasonable amount of time, I would rather go with the one that is more realistically usable on my end of things, which is the Zero Speed. Sorry, Valley. That sounds like your bed farming, Mudkip. And I know, because I took a shower 30 minutes before starting stream. Sounds like you have a skill issue when it comes to farming. Use water gun and water the plants every once in a while, is what I would recommend. Or maybe you just simply don't have a green thumb. This one's better. I would say probably base form Enamorous is better. I don't think either of them are particularly good right now, but I would say probably base form Enamorous is better. The main reason for that is Contrary is just a very good ability. However, in general, I would say the ability of the Therian form, Overcoat, is a vastly more useful ability, but the problem is, it's tied to Trick Room, which kind of gets bodied. Trick Room is having a very difficult time right now. If you could, like, transplant Overcoat onto the Incarnate form, that would be much better. Because, like, you have the better speed, and you have the better stat line with the better ability. Meta, what do you think the most? Think you, like... Again, we've been over this before, David. We don't know anything about the DLC yet, other than, like, just some Pokemon that are coming back. We can't really make too many judgments on this thing, because we don't know. We simply don't know anything about it. Happy Pup. I had a feeling that all of the starters were going to be coming back. The main reason for that being is they heard the backlash that happened when they didn't have all the starters back at the start of Sword and Shield, and not including them even at the final end of the release date of the DLC. It was like, yeah, next game they're probably going to have all of them. They realize that the starters are generally more popular than the regular Pokemon. If there's anything they want to get in, it's them. Yeah, I believe that going forward, starters and legendaries will be in every single game going forward. So every single starter and every single legendary will be in every game going forward. You know, when it comes to, like, the final tally of what is in the game, I think every legendary and every starter will be present within the game. I don't really find the urge to know that hard, David. It's like, David House is like, I guess for me, like, I can just, like, compartmentalize it exists, file that away in the mental filing cabinet, and bring that out when the time comes. Because it sort of stems from potentially overhyping things is more detrimental than going in with the preloaded notion of it is not good. Maybe I'll try Goldengo and Iron Bundle, not Goldengo and Regieleki. Yeah, Regieleki also is not very common at the moment. Iron Bundle seems a little bit more useful. I wonder how good Incineroar will be in this gen. It'll always be good. Incineroar will always be good. It is an Intimidate pivot that is bulky, that gets Parting Shot, that again gets Fake Out, that is so many tech things. Snarl, very good. Like, it's horrifying to think. The Incineroar we have in the games at present, as in at present being Generation 8, is a weaker version of Incineroar. Incineroar was at its best in Gen 7, because back in Gen 7, it had Knockoff. It lost Knockoff. but it is one of the few Pokemon that really doesn't mind losing knockoff. And honestly, I think that Incineroar will have a very good time in Scarlet Violet, because it's gonna body Hisui and Gudra. Hisui and Gudra really like setting up those shelter and then going into... It really likes shelter with shell armor. Yeah, except Darkest Lariat cuts straight through all those defense boosts. Where would knockoff be if knockoff never got buffed? It would be nowhere. Knockoff would be absolutely nothing if it never got the buff. Because the thing that made knockoff good is when you're using it on an item. That is a 97, I believe. It's around a 97 base power hit that removes an item. Now, you compare that to what knockoff was before, it was like a 20 base power move. Then, if it's knockoff an item, it's 30 base power. Very, very weak. You're using knockoff more for the tech than the actual damage, and nowadays we actually do see in like the older games, people actually are using knockoff on some Pokemon. Like if you do a Generation 4 Draft League, people will run things like saying knockoff Clefable, because they're seeing, wow, this is actually how useful these moves can be when it comes to getting rid of items. But you're not really seeing that. Want to hear a word that almost got me beat by an English teacher? Sure! Urshifu Bundle is why I chose Ilecki. I believe a number of Iron Bundle are actually going Terra Grass, as are Urshifu. Specifically to get around the electric problem. Now Flutterman outspeed Scarlet. Yep. Yeah. Remember that, dude. I did mention a few days ago, Scarf Bundle, not Scarf, well, technically Scarf Bundle, but Booster Energy Fluttermane and Booster Energy Bundle, and also Scarf Fluttermane, really do outrun the Scarf Dango. And also just regular vanilla Regieleki. It's one of the reasons why Regieleki has been falling off very consistently since it was first let in, that it's getting outsped by a lot of the relevant things that it is meant to kind of go well against. But also, Tailwind is viable in a way that it wasn't back in Sword and Shield. I don't know what. Hello there, Chester Bennington. Welcome in. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Well, what is that profile picture? What is that I can't really see what the profile picture is, but how are you doing today? And again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Now, if you would be so kind, little suspicious mushroom, would you sparkle for me? Would you please sparkle for me? No, it's not. Does Tailwind Goldengo outspeed? Yes, Tailwind Goldengo would outspeed. Goldengo under Tailwind would, I believe, outspeed them. The reason why is that Tailwind is a double boost, it doubles your speed for 4 turns, whereas Booster Energy and Choice Scarf is a 50% boost. Yeah, it would outspeed Booster Energy Fluttermane. Remember, it doubles your speed. It's not just a 50% boost to your speed. Yes, and Booster Bundle. And I remember this, because back in the days of Sword and Shield, I had a Duraludon that I specifically designed to outspeed Dragapult at maximum speed by 1 point if Duraludon was under Tailwind. Like, Tailwind is very powerful. It is a very, very powerful thing. It's actually for that reason why a significant number of Barrascuda back in Gen 8 did not really bother running a whole lot of speed, because under Swift Swim, you're basically outspeeding everything. So you don't really need the speed stat. Yeah, like, Speed War calculations are some of the most tense calculations you can ever make when it comes to Pokemon. Because it's needing to outspeed just enough by 1 point. But then you need to account for, okay, well, what if they do Scarf also Tailwind? Like, there's so much. There's so much to take into consideration. That's why I'm a fan of just go Unga Bunga and just figure it out as time goes on. Bounce. But no, something kills. Whatever. Yeah, so that's kind of the issue fundamentally with balance. Is that in a game like Pokemon, you can never make a fully balanced team. There will always be a number of things that are capable of getting in there and embodying it. It's just the way in which the games are. You know, it's just the way in which Pokemon are made. There will always be a response to every, you know, potential team, which sounds bad, but is actually very good. Because what it means is that prevents everything from devolving into mirror matches. That keeps it from being, there is one singular perfect composition of 6 Pokemon with these ideal stats that are simply the best thing to run. There is always a weakness, there is always a flaw that other Pokemon can exploit and can capitalize on, which always keeps the cycle of the metagame going. The great wheel in the sky keeps on turning. But the wheel in the sky is the metagame. So it's really just like, it's really the best thing to do is, you know, learn your matchups, and in that. Yeah, team building is definitely something, but how are you doing, Jester? I saw you doing. How you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, team building is one of those things where I can legitimately spend hours doing. Yes. I mean, that's not really too surprising. That's not very surprising, because remember, Booster Energy is the same thing as a Choice Scarf when applied to speed. It is a 50% boost. And in that case, the naturally higher speed stat is always going to win, which Flutterman has a vastly higher speed stat than Lego. Yeah, a lot of Goldengo actually, for that reason, are actually going... They're not going for speed. They're actually going, like, bulky with Modest. Yeah. Like, Fluttermane with maximum speed actually outruns Goldengo normally by a solid margin. And it actually doesn't really need full speed investment with a Choice Scarf to outrun Scarf Goldengo. You know, it's Fluttermane is just much faster. Fluttermane is a very fast Pokemon. It's base 135 versus base 84. It's pretty significant difference. A very significant difference. But yeah, it's Fluttermane is definitely something that is a little scary. It's a very scary thing to be worrying about. It's why for, I think, what, 3 regulations in a row it is #1 best? I'm fairly certain. Regulation B is what let in the paradoxes first, right? Yes, Regulation B let the paradoxes in. And back in Regulation B, it was the #1 best. And then in Regulation C, it was still the #1 best. And now in Regulation D, it's still the #1 best. Fluttermane is just that good. I mean, it's not too surprising. Fluttermane kind of destroys most things. It's kind of the one thing Fluttermane is built to do. It's kind of meant to go in and wreck crap. You know, it's like saying slower teams get wrecked by Kartana. It's kind of within the parameters of what the Pokemon was designed to be, a fast, brutal attacking sweeper. Which Fluttermane is. Honestly, Fluttermane isn't too much different from Kartana in terms of overall things, when you really think about it. They're both very frail on one end and very bulky on one end. Fast glass cannons. Well, glass cannons on one end. Interesting. Similar stat archetype. The way to make Goldengo work is like really probably Tailwind alongside bulky Goldengo. Like I did mention this before. Bulky Goldengo is what most Goldengo are going for. Because it doesn't have the speed to keep up with the faster threats. When you can't outspeed, you go to survive. Because, like, Goldengo with a lot of bulk and leftovers, like, kind of doesn't eat Urshifu, but Urshifu has a very hard time dealing with physically bulky, high HP Goldengo. Because they generally go modest and full HP. Because, like, you don't need the speed. That's also fundamentally the reason why Trick Room teams tend to do very, very well in formats where you kind of don't have the brute force that this metagame has. This is kind of the one metagame where their Trick Room kind of doesn't really have the survivability it normally does. I said they go full special attack modest. And then they go bulky with full HP. It still keeps the damage. We've not gotten the Suspicious Mushroom yet. We've gotten an Outbreak for Suspicious Mushroom. We haven't found the shiny Suspicious Mushroom yet. Oh. Oh, wait, no, I dropped one of the peppers. That's why it's not going to this full thing. I just said you get rid of the speed and you opt for a Tailwind support. You don't have the speed. You go for the bulk. You have a Tailwind support Pokemon like Tornadus. Or you can use something like Iron Bundle Icy Wind. But again, a lot of Fluttermane are going for Terra Water, which does body Goldengo. It's kind of specifically there because Fluttermane's biggest issues are, well, Urshifu and, well, Steel type as a whole, and Terra Water kind of helps it body those. And there's a very good reason Fluttermane is the queen of the metagame at the moment. It has, I wouldn't say a lot of flexibility. It generally does very one-note things of Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam, and generally Thunderbolt, or maybe occasionally Mystical Fire. But it just does them very well. As well as with most things right now being generally special attacker based, its massive special defense kind of lets it take hits from most everything special attacky based. I'm very surprised that Dragonite really fell off as hard as it did. I mean, I'm not complaining Dragonite fell off. I was hoping Dragonite was going to fall off. Because I would rather not run into Dragonite Shen Pao when I go to Pittsburgh. That would be the freaking dream, is not needing to see those two there. No, Booster Bundle outspeeds Fluttermane. Booster Bundle has 136 base speed. Fluttermane has 135. Booster Bundle outspeeds it by 1 stat point. Now, granted, Fluttermane will nuke Iron Bundle with Thunderbolt or Shadow Ball, because Iron Bundle has no special defense. But you still outspeed it. And what it also means is that the Fluttermane is not targeting the Goldengo. So it can either target Goldengo, take it out, maybe take it out, may not take it out if you go HP, just survive a hit, and then you outspeed it. Can you still work? My main reason to put on the team was an answer to Amoonguss. A lot of Amoonguss are Terra Water. I wouldn't say that Chi-Yu would be a particularly good answer to Sushroom, because they are generally going Terra Water. Remember, Amoonguss doesn't always terrestrialize, and also you don't need to go for the caps. Not every Amoonguss will terrestrialize into Terra Water, as in, like, they don't always terrestrialize immediately. But they generally go Terra Water. Honestly, the best way of dealing with it really is in, like, Taunt, and, like, Tornadus, or, like, possibly Safety Goggles. But, yeah, there's a number of ways of dealing with it. Normally, Sap Sipper things like Goodra, Hisui and Goodra, also can work. But I generally opt for... I would generally say like Shell Armor might be a little more beneficial because the Urshifu shenanigans that Urshifu tends to shenanigize. But again, there's a valid argument for both. Meta. If I want a 0-speed starter, who would I... 0-speed starter, that would be... You mean of the 3 for Paldea, or like of all starters in the series? Because there's a few of them considering everything. But if you want a 0-speed IV starter, Skeletor for this game would be the one you want. Yeah, Skeletors would be that one, because Skeletor has a very low natural speed stat and actually did well on Trick Room teams in the past. But now it's not really doing too well. There's a lot of things that kill Skeletors. A lot of things, of all of them. That's a bit of a long list. Hello there, Timmy V. One of the mods go grab Timmy's link. Of all the starters, Swampert, Torterra, possibly Empoleon. Chestnut. All of the Alola starters, they actually all have naturally very low speed stats. And I think that would be it, up to Skeletors. Like, the main one is, like, all the Alola starters have very, very low natural speed stats. You did see Incineroar and Primarina actually used a pretty good effect on competitive Trick Room teams in the past. Skeletors, very good on your Trick Room teams. Yeah, that I think would be the ones you would want for a Trick Room team. But Trick Room is having a bit of a hard time right now. I'm trying to even got the DLC. I'm not really shocked that we got the DLC. Because remember, they did say back when they first did DLC for Sword and Shield that they were trying something new with the DLC, like, to see the reception on it. And they probably noticed, these DLCs, they cost less to produce, and people are buying it more. So they want to just keep doing it forward. Because if you actually look at the sales numbers of previous Pokemon games, you would see the sales of, like, the third special version, or, like, well, the secondary version of the game, were generally not great relative to the first game. So, say, you know, Diamond and Pearl would sell in total, you know, like 18 million copies. Then you go over to Platinum. Platinum sells, like, maybe 6 million. Because not everyone who got Diamond and Pearl is gonna want to buy Platinum because, well, I already have, you know, this game, why get another one? And then the other side of the logic coin is, well, I know I know next year they're gonna release an improved version of this game, so why not just buy that version when it comes out? So what you're splitting up the buying base between, you know, two separate games. Which, having the DLC is, now, there's really no reason to hold off buying the game. Because, like, well, they're going to have the DLC, which is going to come out, and there's no reason not to buy it. It's honestly a much better, it's a much more friendly system, consumer-wise. Because, even back, you know, yes, back in the day, well, the games were $45, they didn't cost as much, and, you know, buying 2 games back then was $90, whereas now, you know, it's $90 for the DLC on top of the game itself. But think about it in the sense of 2 games for 1 game plus DLC. For buying 2 games, nowadays it'd be $120 instead of just, well, $90. It's a much more friendly system to the audience base, and also means that they don't need to develop a wholly better version, wholly in kind of big air quotes for the most part, of the base game, and then just release that. So it is honestly better all around, really, for them to have do. It's really better all around for them to do the DLC system, and they realistically should have done it sooner, but it makes sense why they couldn't, because you really couldn't do live updates and DLC content for, like, DS games in the same capacity you did it for, like, Switch and Wii U games. I mean, you could do it on the Wii U, but there weren't Pokemon games on the Wii U, so you could really have done that. 104, exclusive defense, 84, DF, HP 4 gold, bingo. Defense, 48. Is there anything specific those values are meant to let it survive hits from? Because generally, I recommend going and calcing, like, specific values of, like, will it survive things. Because it may not actually have values necessary. I am also looking very forward to Bridge Face. I am looking forward to Bridge Face. Also, yeah, I was talking with Timmy earlier today about finishing my Elite Battle League team for Week 1, the Doorman. His response to the Gastrodon just had me laughing. He's like, yes, it is basically like the same thing I did last season with Gastrodon. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. Gastrodon, it just freaking works. Don't question it. I love it. Gastrodon, it just freaking works. Now, am I sad Gastrodon lost Scald? A little bit. Am I glad everything else doesn't have Scald anymore? Also, yes. It's gonna be real interesting when you go to Season 7 of the EBL and we move over into Scarlet Violet, because Scald doesn't exist. So I won't need Gastrodon as heavily. That's one of the main reasons I actually did pick up Gastrodon in both seasons of the EBL that I was in, is one, it is the best Scald user in the game. It is immune to other Scald users, and it gets Scald itself. But with Scald no longer existing, I don't need a Skull user, and I don't need a direct counter to Skull users. Which means I don't have only 8 functional picks with Eevee, I have all 9 of them. So I have afford myself more flexibility. Who knows, next season I might actually pick up a Moongus. I may actually use a Moongus next season. I think Ogerpon will be good competitively. Potentially. The thing is, we don't know anything about its stat line, we don't know anything about its ability, we don't know anything about its typing, we don't know anything about its signature move, what the terrestrialized form does. There are just simply too many questions and not enough answers. However, based on the track record of legendaries historically, I would say there is a significant chance Ogerpon will be maybe not good, but viable at bare minimum. I don't foresee it being, like, to the caliber of, like, Urshifu was. But I see it as potentially being, like, a fairly solid Pokemon. But the one main issue is, it's Grass type. You know, I think at this point we can pretty much ensure the thing is Grass. Because, you know, the vines when it's attacking, the leaves all around it when it's in its Terra form. It's based on the tail of the bamboo cutter. I think we can safely file Ogerpon away under the it is a grass type section. Which, if that's the case, that means it's basically 0 to 60. It's either going to be good or it is going to be a flop. Because this is kind of the interesting thing about grass types competitively. There are almost no middle-of-the-road grass types. They are either absurdly and insanely good. You know, look at Venusaur. Look at Amoonguss. Or they're just under the bottom, not great. And for that, look at Meganium. And most every other grass type that has existed. There's definitely been a bunch of good competitive grass. Like, I know Tangrowth has historically been fantastic. Breloom, one of the original good grass types. But a lot of the other grass types, they have a very hard time. And this stems from not a whole lot of things that they're relevantly good against that other Pokemon don't kind of handle a lot better. Like, water types generally handle rock and ground types a bit better because they're also more useful against fire. And grass also has a lot of weaknesses, especially a lot of common, very good weaknesses. So, Ogerpon's definitely going to be having an uphill battle, but if its secondary typing or its ability is, good enough, or its signature move is good, it's going to be an immediate 10 out of 10. I'm doing very well, Seth. I'm doing very, very well, Seth. Was that about defenses? I got a school, and middle school, don't have time to calculate defenses. Yeah, that, generally, if you don't really have the time to calc defenses, best policy is just put everything into HP. Like, HP is generally the best stat if you don't know what to put stats into, and speed is not relevant, just go full HP. Generally the best policy is that. Because that gives you both ends of, like, you got some physical bulk and you got some special bulk all in one. It's not as much bulk as if you hard-focused into one singular stat, but it is generally good. And that is a tip from Santino. One of the best competitive battlers, actually the best competitive battler I have ever had the pleasure of talking with. How you doing, Boxy? Bold going. Yeah. Again, a lot of Goldengo actually like to go a bit on the bulkier side, because again, they can help deal with Urshifu. And again, Urshifu, second biggest threat right now. Dealing with Urshifu is a very good thing. Dealing with it is a very, very good thing. Hello there, Axe Armor. How are you doing? Great to have you back here. Hope you are doing delightful tonight. Now, where is this stupid little mushroom? Where is this stupid little mushroom, and why is it not appearing in the shiny right now? I would very much prefer to get the shiny mushroom tonight. This is definitely not the way I expected. I was honestly expecting this to go much, much smoother. But no, the mushroom is not wanting to sparkle. For what? This is our second sandwich. And we've also gotten our full KOs. No shiny. So we are very much into over odds at this point. Which is why Miss Forehead Queen Ash cannot say I'm spoon-fed. So I am very much over odds at this point. I knew it! Called it! Yes, I am annoyed with this. I am annoyed with this stupid mushroom, Ash. My dear friend Ash. Stop calling me spoon-fed. You know I'm not. You know I'm not spoon-fed. You know that is definitively, undeniably incorrect. And again, every time it just gives me free rein to use the word. What's going on tomorrow, Seth? What is going on tomorrow that you are excited for? Tomorrow's Friday, right? No, today... No, tomorrow is Thursday. Right? I think tomorrow is Thursday, right? Yes, today's Wednesday. JV football game tomorrow. Sorry, like, my brain is scrambled. Like, so, we had a big lightning storm last night, and I did not get a whole lot of sleep because it went on for hours. Woke me up in the middle of the night. Fell asleep. Woke up. Lightning. Well, thunder. Went back to sleep. Back up. And because I just continued on and off all night, so it's like my sleep just kept getting interrupted. So my brain is just paced right now. Then again, my brain is paced at all hours of the day, so like, again, that's not surprising. Excalibur is. I love Excalibur. I agree with you very much on that, Axe. There's a very good reason Excalibur is on my present competitive team, because it just freaking slaps the genies. There is no better pressure to apply to the genies than just the threat of Assault Vest Excalibur coming in and just, what are you gonna do? I resist Thundurus into just next year. I eviscerate Landorus. And Enamorus is the only one that can really hit me. And again, I got AV. And I can just terrestrialize. And then I can hit you with Ice Shard, which will two-shot you. You get one clean hit on me. I get two, and you don't survive. It's just so good. And then you get, again, Icicle Crash just punishes Amoonguss. It's so good. I wouldn't say it's the best pseudo-legendary, but I would say it is my favorite one to use on a team. I love Salamence, but like, Excalibur is just more fun. Now let's do Beard Red and Claw, Iron Head, Loaded Dice. I'm not really a big fan of loaded dice ones, though. I guess I like a little bit more reliability when it comes to that, and also I run mine with Stomping Tantrum. But yeah, it's a very fun. I actually run on with Glaive Rush rather than Dragon Claw. Because I run my Excalibur slow, so that way I go last, fire off Glaive Rush, then click, then I click Ice Shard to get rid of the Glaive Rush defense drop. Yeah, mine I run is Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, Stomping Tantrum, and Glaive Rush with Assault Vest. So that way, like, fairies don't really do anything to me as is. Like, I just... It doesn't body Fluttermane, but again, Fluttermane gets one hit on me unless it Terrasilize into water, in which case I can just blast it with Dragon. It's so fun. It's like... Excalibur is like, what are you gonna do against me? The only thing that my Excalibur is afraid of is Iron Hands, and I am very happy Iron Hands is a very remote Pokemon, and that a decent amount of the rest of my team kind of pressures Iron Hands out of existence. Not pressures out of existence, like, it does a good job of pressuring Iron Hands to maybe not want to come in. Run Bulky Center. I think it's just not... I don't think you need to run speed on Goldengo. I don't think that speed is too effective for it, because Urshifu is going to be outrunning it. Urshifu's outrunning it, Fluttermane's outrunning it, the Genies are outrunning it. Really the only thing Goldengo is going to be outrunning are very slow Trick Room Pokemon, which, you know, outspeeding them is not really an issue. So it is better just to put everything into its HP, doing that one. For that, I don't know how much speed you'd actually even need for a Tailwind. Because Fluttermane, Photosynthesis, speed. Yeah, well, you would need some speed. Actually, maximum speed Fluttermane would... Yeah, max speed Fluttermane would still outspeed Goldengo. So, maximum speed would outspeed max speed Goldengo. If Photosynthesis is procced. Which is why it's good if Photosynthesis doesn't go off, then you're not getting outsped. Yeah, full speed Goldengo doesn't even outspeed it. And that's only if it is booster energy. Which, honestly, I think a lot of them actually aren't even going booster energy. Let's go check Pikalytics. Let's go check everyone's favorite website, Pikalytics. First answer is Fluttermane. Yeah, most of them are going choice specs. About a third of them are going booster energy. 10% are going Pixie Plate. Well, 12% are going Pixie Plate. Which is weird. Like, I mean, I guess they're doubling up on fairy damage. Huh. This is one of my favorite things about looking at Pikalytics for Showdown and then looking at Pikalytics for Switch usage. Because before Booster Energy was like 37% on Showdown. On Switch it's 46%. It's fascinating to see the differences. Iron Moth is bigger. Yeah, Iron Moth is a very good Booster Energy user. I will say this. I said some very unkind things about Iron Moth when I first saw it. And I regret those. Because Iron Moth, pretty good Pokemon. I kind of forgot that, yes, you can Terrasilize into a better typing. And then use that with Terra Blast. I mean, Goldengo is the 9th most used Pokemon. a lot of them are going, like, full offensive power with just choice specs. They're being run alongside a Tailwind user in the form of Tornadus, and then just going all-out brute force with choice specs. They're not really going for speed. Yeah, this is the item distribution on Goldengo. 72.5% are going choice specs. 12.1% are going leftovers. 6% are life orb. Then a little over 3.5% are going choice scarf. The main reason for that is that actually, even if you have the single stage drop to your special attack because of good as gold, the choice specs kind of counteract that to offset it just enough. Use special attack, goes acid spray, charge beam, energy ball, fiery dance, terror. I am a big fan of charge beam. Charge beam is one of those moves that I really just like for no reason. I'm just a big fan of charge beam. I don't care that it isn't a great move in general. I just really like it. It's fun. 90 accuracy, but 50% chance to boost your special attack is fun. You gotta risk it for that biscuit. You are risking it for the biscuit. It's a shame Togekiss doesn't learn Charge Beam, because if you do Serene Grace Togekiss with Charge Beam, I'm fairly certain Serene Grace would make it so you always get a special attack boost if it lands. Which at that point is that's just fun. It's like, yeah, no, that's just easy mode. GG, get laser beamed. Get lasered. Wait, 70%? Do they change it? Is it really? It's a 70%? I thought it was a 50. Charge beam. Charge beam deals damage. 70% interesting. Do glitch 3. Wait, there's a. Also, it is a 70% chance. Due to a glitch, if the user has Serene Grace and is under the effect of the rainbow from the combination of Fire Pledge and Water Pledge, the additional chance effect is calculated, which overflows and becomes 24%. Charge beam can be used for. Wow! That's interesting. If you use Serene Grace and the Pledge move's rainbow effect, you actually decrease your odds because you use them in conjunction with one another. That's fun. That's actually really funny. That's it, but you work with Rage Powder Mungus. I do not believe so. A lot of things are actually running Taunt, which would stop the Amoonguss from having Rage Powder usable. But I think Chiyu could work. Chiyu is not the most common thing at the moment, but I think there's a chance. It would really come down to, can you check the Urshifu before Urshifu comes in and starts doing stuff? I'm excited to see how Raging Bull, Iron Crown, Child Dipplin do competitive. I am. It's more so uneasy hesitancy, I will say. I fully expect Iron Crown to not be too impressive competitively. The main reason is Tachyon Cutter does not seem like it will be too impressive of an attack. It's a two-hit, it's a multi-hit steal move, but very likely it's not going to be, you know, like a 60 base power double hit move. It's probably going to be something more along the lines of like maybe 40 power two-hit move, meaning it'll be kind of the same around power as something like Iron Head. Because this is the thing whenever they show new moves in the trailers. They will always show a new move in, like, the absolute best case. Because if you'll notice, they never showed the level the Mimikyu or the Iron Bundle were. They never showed that. They showed the health bar. They didn't show the level. Yeah, all Thunderclap is special attacking, is a special version of Sucker Punch, and Tachyon Cutter is a 2-hit steel move. And yeah, it one-shot the Mimikyu. But that's probably because the Mimikyu was not the same level as the Iron Crown. It'll be interesting to see if Raging Bolt does make some waves competitively, because I don't realistically foresee an electric-type version of Sucker Punch being as threatening as you would think, because electric is good for neutral damage. No, whenever you're doing online battles, it will set levels to things. But also it could be level 60 Iron Bundle against level 100. You know, that. And Iron Bundle's special defense is non-existent. Like, it has, I think it's like a 60-something. I think it actually is a 60 base special defense. Iron Bundle gets nuked by anything special, pretty much. But Mimikyu is on the relatively bulkier side. You know, even at same levels, something like a 40 base power move should not have one-shot Mimikyu from full health. That's why I'm thinking the level difference is there. That's why I'm thinking there was a level difference at play. Mimikyu is a not fairly durable Pokemon, but a Pokemon that can not go down to a single hit. It's like taking a bullet punch from a Scizor. You know, bullet punch from Scizor probably will just barely put a Mimikyu down, but that's with an additional 50% boost on top of it because of the Technician. Not, you know, naturally a 40 base power move to 60 base power move functionally. Check how Bundle runs Focus Sash. I don't think most Iron Bundle run Focus Sash, but I can actually check that. That's one of the great things about Pikalytic's Axe Armor, is it actually tracks the number of... It tracks like the percentages of things using certain things. Let's go down to Bundle Face. Where is Bundle Face? Iron Bundle, 20% most use. Sash is around 12.3% of the time on Switch. And on Showdown, Bundle Face is running Sash roughly 8% of the time. It's always interesting seeing the discrepancies between Showdown's statistics and Switch statistics. But yeah, so pretty much around 10% of all Iron Bundle are running Sash. The vast majority of them are running Booster Energy. Like, the ones on Showdown that are running it are 85, well, not 85, but around 84% of them are running Booster Energy. Iron Bundle really likes that Speed Edge. That Speed Edge, because remember, Iron Bundle with a Booster Energy Quark Drive in speed outruns Regieleki. It outruns the fastest thing in the game under natural conditions. You put that, which means that even things under Tailwind probably are still going to get outsped by Iron Bundle. Which means Bundle's either going to get off a speed drop with Icy Wind, or it's going to slap you with Freeze Dry. Which is generally a pretty scary thought for most things to deal with. It's not really power creep as much. Yeah, not Thunderclap. Raging Bolt is going to get completely bodied by anything that deals with priority or redirection. Like, if you have Lightning Rod on your team, Thunderclap is immediately a non-issue. If you have a Psychic Terrain in effect, it is a complete non-issue. if you have Armor Tail, Queenly Majesty, or Dazzling on your side, it is a complete non-issue. Hello there, you didn't miss too much. We haven't gotten a shiny yet. We also might be ending off relatively soonish, because it has been a bit of a long day for me. Also, the new move Upper Hand, which is specifically designed to deal with priority moves, will shut that down. The other thing is, when it comes to Sucker Punch, if you are targeting if you are targeting someone that is using a priority move, and they outspeed you, Sucker Punch fails, which means Thunderclap will also fail. So say Raging Bolt is slower than Baxcalibur. Baxcalibur goes for Ice Shard, and Raging Bolt goes for Thunderclap. Baxcalibur outspeeds, Baxcalibur's Ice Shard goes first. Thunderclap fails. There's a number of ways around Thunderclap. There's a number of ways. But if you guys have it, how do you know how Thunderclap works? Because they've already released the information about the move. They said in the presents how it works, and then the information was on the Pokemon News website. Inner Focus out the chat. Yeah, but Inner Focus is not on a lot of Pokemon. And I think even less Inner Focus users actually get priority moves. Well, I think the only Inner Focus user that realistically would benefit it would be Dragonite. But Dragonite also is generally liking multi-scale. Yo! Frosty Lemon is streaming Metroid Dread right now. Alright, I think we gotta go raid Frosty Lemon. For those who don't know, we have been doing a Metroid Dread Let's Play series, which highly recommend. Highly recommend you guys go check it out. I'm pretty sure Upper Hand would just one-shot Glalie. Because Glalie is frail. Let's go raid Frosty Lemon. Let's go raid Frosty Lemon. But I'll see you guys next time. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more. Check out the Metroid Dread series. Finishing editing that, it's gonna be glorious. If you want to see me just absolutely lose my mind in later boss fights, you're gonna see that on that series. But we can go raid Frosty Lemon, who is presently also streaming some Metroid Dread. See you guys. Raid thing pop up. Why is it not popping up? Fine. Nightbot. There we go. Nightbot's working. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.